Yo, how do you feel when I tell you that 2020 was 6 years ago, man? That's so crazy to me. That it doesn't even sound real. I mean, I just feel like time has gone so quick in the last few years. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm older, but I can't believe that we're already over halfway into the decade. I guess a lot of it was COVID, like the first 2, 3 years. Still, even so, like 4 years, I just don't really know where the time has gone. But anyway, it's 2026 now. 2025 is over. And how did 2025 go for you? Because I feel like it wasn't a bad year looking on it. At first, sort of thought, I feel like it wasn't that eventful of a year. I feel like not that much happened. But then looking into it, it kind of did. And it was kind of a quite an eventful year. But I just feel like not really that much has changed since the start of 2025. But yeah, for me personally, 2025 was quite a good year. It wasn't a year where like anything crazy happened in my personal life. I feel like I just kind of slowly got better throughout the year. So it was a little bit of a boring year, but definitely a good year, I guess. That's just on a personal level. On like a societal level, it was a pretty terrible year, as I think most years have been this decade. But it was a good year for me personally. It's the new year now. I'm a little bit late with this. We're about a week into the new year. And of course that means all the new year, new me, 1,000 people at the gym, New Year's resolution bullshit is starting to take place again, as it does every single year. Now, I don't really agree with the concept of a New Year's resolution. There's no reason why the 1st of January is any more important than any other day to start working towards goals and making progress and being a better person. But a lot of people do use it, and myself included, really. Although I don't really love the concept, I still contribute to the New Year's resolution sort of collective mindset, the January 1st magical day sort of thing. I mean, I don't agree with the concept, but admittedly, it is a good reset point to reevaluate and step back and reflect on the last year and think about where you want to be this time next year. It is good to have like a certain point where you're able to do that. And January 1st makes the most sense to do that. So, but I don't really agree with it because there's no reason why you can't start a new goal or make a new habit on the 16th of October or the 21st of July. Like, you know what I mean? But it's just how it happens. It's just what most people do. If that's what works for people, that's what works for people. But I guess that's the other problem with New Year's resolutions is it rarely ever works for people. The stereotype is like the person who goes to the gym for like a week, the first week of January. That's why it's always packed, because everyone's there starting their new routine. And then 2 weeks later, there's no one there anymore. There's like one person who actually sticks it out for a few months. But it's just always going to be like that. But I guess the goal is to be the anomaly, be the one person that sticks it out, rather than the 99 people who say New Year, New Me, and then don't commit to anything. But yeah, my New Year's resolutions are quite boring this year. I just want to read more books. And start uploading content again, which I've started. New year, new me, I guess. Yeah, I do have a few things, but most of them is quite boring. I would really like to hear what your New Year's resolutions are. See if there's anything interesting. There is ways to make 2026 count, and one of those ways is cutting out the noise. You've probably heard of 80-20 principle. It pretty much goes 20% of things lead to 80% of the outcomes. I think that's actually right. So you can cut out noise. There's so much stuff. There's so much like fat. There's just stuff that you don't think about that you can just cut out from your day, from your routine, from everything, whether it's people, whether it's activities that you don't even enjoy, you just do because it's a habit. Yeah, that's one good way to instantly make things better in 2026, because you have the control. You can literally do something now. You can make one decision now that just makes this year already start off on a better foot than last year. And the other thing that you have to do is you have to be okay with being a beginner, because there's no avoiding it. Like, I've had this problem before. Tried to do new skills like drawing, and I'm trash. I'm so garbage. I'm so garbage. But the thing is, right, there's no avoiding being a beginner. If you don't currently know how to do something and you want to know how to do something, it sounds obvious, but you have to go through the stage of being a beginner and not being good. Yeah. That's another thing you should do for the year. Try and switch the mindset and be okay with being a beginner. And then I've got some predictions for 2026. You can tell me if they're optimistic or pessimistic. Probably, a little bit of both. So the first prediction for 2026 is either the AI bubble pops or AI take over and we live in cages like the Matrix. I think that one's pretty self-explanatory. You can be the judge of which one will come true, but we will find out in 12 months. The other prediction just says here, Epstein files still aren't released. GTA 6 is delayed again and not released this year. And my channel becomes the first to reach 1 billion subscribers. And that's all my predictions for 2026. But at the end of the day, seriously, in all seriousness, 2026 is what you make it. It might not seem like it, but you do actually have control of what happens this year in your life. That you do actually have control. And sometimes it just takes reminding yourself that, so you don't just work on autopilot. And that's why January the 1st is, in some degree, like a good reset point, a breather to remind yourself that you do actually have control. But really, no matter what day it is when you're watching this, because again, I'm late, take this as that reminder. It doesn't have to be January the 1st to commit to something new or to pursue something that you want to do. You do actually have control of your life and of this year. And you should remember that. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you later.